Welcome to lesson 13. Prologue. There are 9 planets in the solar system. Moreover, there are some other objects in the solar system such as asteroids, comets, meteoroids, etc. We may discuss about these objects in this lesson. Next, conditions for life of any planet. There are 3 conditions. One is suitable living temperature range, second one is sufficient and right kind of atmosphere, third one is considerable amount of water. Next topic is other objects in the solar system. There are various objects. First one is asteroids. Asteroids are small heavenly bodies which orbit around the sun between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Pieces of large planet which broke up due to gravitational effect of Jupiter. Approximately 1600 asteroids revolving around the sun. Ceres is the largest one, its diameter about 700 kilometers. It circles the sun once in every 4.5 years. Second object is comets. It consists of a small mass of rock surrounded by water, ammonia and methane. These are easily vaporized. Comets move round the sun in highly elliptical orbits and keep far away from the sun. Comets heated by sun's radiant energy and vaporized and form a head of about 10,000 km in diameter. It also develops a tail pointing away from the sun. Halley comet is a periodic comet which made its appearance in 1910 and in 1986. It would appear again in 2062. Video is given here. Please watch it.
Halley is the most famous comet, captured by Jupiter into a short period orbit 200,000 years ago. Since then, Halley has returned to our skies, on average, once every 76 years. Halley's ellipse brings it from beyond the orbit of Neptune, when farthest from the Sun, to within the orbit of Venus, when closest to the Sun. At its last appearance, Halley moved through our skies like this, on its way to the Sun late in 1985, and back out in early 86. Halley appeared in medieval skies when in 1066 the Normans conquered England, this from the Bayeux Tapestry. Halley was the star of Bethlehem in Giotto's fresco. He'd seen the comet in 1301. That comets are periodic and return was predicted by Edmund Halley. He saw the comet in 1682. Halley's comet, as it became, was first photographed on the return of 1910. And when it reappeared in the 80s, the space age had a welcome. An international armada headed for a rendezvous. 2 probes were Russian, 2 Japanese, and 1, named Giotto after the painter, European. Giotto flew closest of all, right through Halley's coma, the halo of gas and dust that vented from an icy nucleus, 16 kilometers by 9.
Third object is meteoroids and meteorites. The comets break into pieces. When Earth's orbit crosses the orbit of comet, these broken pieces fall on the Earth. Most of the pieces are burnt up by the heat generated due to friction in the Earth's atmosphere. They are called meteoroids. That means shooting stars. We can see meteoroids in the sky on a clear moonless night. Some bigger size meteoroids may survive the heat produced by friction and may not be completely burnt. These blazing objects which manage to reach the Earth are called meteorites. The formation of craters on surface of the Earth, Mercury and Mars is due to fact that they have been bombarded by large number of meteorites. Video is given here. Please watch it. Next topic is star. A star is a huge, more or less spherical mass of glowing gas emitting large amount of radiant energy. Billions of stars form a galaxy. You can see the diagram by which you come to know that a star consists of double and multiple stars, intrinsically variable stars, nova and supernova. Sun is a single star. Majority of the stars are either double stars, that means binaries, or multiple stars. Binary stars means pair of stars. Intrinsically variable star is variation in its apparent brightness. Some stars attain extreme brightness. They may be seen even during daytime and then slowly fade away. Such stars are called nova. Supernova is a large nova. Night stars in the sky, namely Sirius, Vyada, Canopus, Agasti. Next one is Spica, that means Chitra. Next one is Arcturus, that means Swati. Next one is Polaris, that means Dhruva, etc. Alpha Centauri is the nearest to the Earth. Next topic is Sun. Sun is extremely hot and a self-luminous body. It is made of heterogeneous matter. Its mass is about 1.989 into 10 power 30 kilogram. Its radius is about 6.95 into 10 power 8 meter. Its distance from Earth is 1.496 into 10 power 11 meter. This is known as astronomical unit, that is AU. Sunlight takes 8 minutes 20 seconds to reach Earth. Gravitational force of attraction on Sun, it's about 28 times that on the Earth. Sun rotates about its axis from east to west. Period of revolution: 34 days at pole, 25 days at equator. The inner part of the Sun is a bright disk of temperature 14 into 10 power 6 Kelvin, known as photosphere. The outermost layer of Sun of temperature 6000 Kelvin is called chromosphere. Video is given here. Please watch it.
In 2006, NASA launched the Solar Terrestrial Relations Observatory, or STEREO spacecraft. Over the last 4 years, the two spacecraft have slowly made their way along Earth's orbit, with STEREO A advancing ahead and STEREO B falling behind. As they've separated, our view of the Sun has increased. Other satellites near Earth, such as SOHO and now SDO, continue to watch the Sun from Earth's perspective, while the STEREO spacecraft see increasingly different views. Now STEREO A and B are almost exactly opposite each other, and for the first time in human history, we have a view of the entire Sun. The Sun has a huge influence on everyday life, and with our increased reliance on technology, this influence just keeps getting stronger. Coronal mass ejections and solar flares are the hurricanes of space weather, and they have the power to disrupt our navigation systems, communications, and even electrical grids, so it's vital we know when they are coming. Just as protecting our homes requires the best possible weather forecast, protecting these systems requires the best possible space weather forecast. Sunspots and other active regions on the Sun can help predict a new round of such space weather, but before STEREO, we were able to see only one side of the Sun at a time. We couldn't tell what was starting to form on the far side. Since the Sun takes about 27 days to rotate once, solar activity had plenty of time to build unnoticed. Scientists first began to get a sense of the far side with SOHO's Michelson Doppler imager, which worked almost like an ultrasound to give a view of the Sun's back based on observations of the ripples on its front. Now STEREO can make direct observations and eliminate any uncertainty about activity on the far side of the Sun. This unprecedented view will last for at least another 8 years as the spacecraft slowly continue their journey. They will cross behind the Sun and then once again continue to opposite sides of the Sun, this time with their positions reversed. During that time, astronomers will be able to see magnetic active regions wherever they form on the Sun, so we will know about regions on the far side well before any Earth-based observatory can see them. The full view of the Sun from STEREO and SDO, coupled with the other spacecraft in NASA's heliophysics fleet, will help scientists understand our dynamic star and give us more time to prepare for the next big storm.
Next one is constellations. The configuration or groups of star formed in the pattern of animals and human beings are called constellation. It is divided into 88 types. Northern sky on clear moonless night during the month of July and August, a group of 7 bright stars resembling a bear. The 4 stars forming a quadrangle form the body, remaining 3 stars make the tail, and some other faint stars form the paws and head of the bear. This is called Ursa Major or Saptarishi or Great Bear. Constellation Orion resembles Hunter, and Taurus, that means Rishabha, resembles bull.
Hello, welcome to Video Jug and a deeper look into our solar system. What is a constellation? When you go outside on a dark, clear night, you look up into the night sky and see hundreds, if not thousands of stars randomly spread across the sky. How do you tell one from another? The answer is, you learn the constellations. The constellations are totally imaginary things that poets, farmers, and astronomers have made up for over the past 6,000 years, and probably even more. The real purpose for the constellations is to help us tell which stars are which, nothing more. On a really dark night, you can see about 1,000 to 1,500 stars. Trying to tell which is hard. If you were shown a map of the world, you would easily recognize the continents and countries. Then you would be able to pick out cities and towns. Well, let's split the sky into continents, countries, and cities. The constellations help by breaking up the sky into more manageable bits. For example, If you spot 3 bright stars in a row in a winter evening, you might realize that's part of Orion. Suddenly, the rest of the constellation falls into place, and you can declare, there's Betelgeuse in Orion's left shoulder and Rigel on his foot. And once you recognize Orion, you can remember that Orion's hunting dogs are always nearby. Then you might recognize the 2 bright stars in the upper and lower left of the photograph as Procyon in Canis Minor and Sirius in Canis Major. The constellations change throughout the year. In winter and early spring, we have Orion dominating the sky. His arch-enemy, Scorpio, is high in the southern sky during the summer months. From the northern hemisphere, Ursa Major, or the Great Bear, never disappears beneath the horizon. We have now broken it down into the Plough, the Chariot, or in the USA, the Big Dipper. Follow the 2 stars at the end of the Plough, known as the Pointers, and they point to the North Star. Follow them downwards and they point to Leo the Lion. Using one constellation helps us find many more constellations. Let's go back to Orion. Follow the stars in the belt up past the star Betelgeuse in his left shoulder, and we come across Castor and Pollux, the 2 bright stars in Gemini, the twins. Follow his belt in a line upwards, and we find Aldebaran, the eye of Taurus, the bull. There are 88 recognized constellations in the sky. Some take a little more imagination than others to see them. Here is Capricorn, the goat. And here is Cancer, the crab. And the W shape of Cassiopeia, a beautiful lady sitting in a chair, needs a lot of imagination. What about Pegasus, the winged horse? And here is Perseus the prince. All once famous names from mythology. Perhaps we spend too much time in front of a television to...
In addition to points to remember is given, there are some points given. Please go through it. Followed by evaluation part. Some of the questions asked. Please answer it. Thank you.